Nessa McGee from Uplifting Life. When we think of depression, we often think of people who are, sluggish, inert, and can't be bothered doing anything, closeting away in their rooms and not being able to get out of bed. We think that depressed people can't function or even work because they're so immobilised by their experiences and that they hide away and suffer in isolation, right? What if I told you that this was actually a complete myth? You see, there are many, many highly functional depressed people out there. We don't recognise them, we don't recognise them that easily because they've mastered the art of disguise and denial. And it's not until the unthinkable happens that their inner distress is brought to the world's attention or other people's attention, and that we learn that they were suffering from severe depression or anxiety. Like how many Hollywood stars who seem to be, from the outside to have it all, yet they suicided as a result of their depression. Robin Williams, for one. We had Kurt Cobain at 27, Robin Williams was 63, and Loren Scott at 49 years old. That was Mick Jagger's longtime girlfriend. Now, one would think that these people had it all and were totally together, living the life of their dreams, whilst actually they were living a nightmare, trapped in their own psyche, and probably too fearful to reach out and break the public's and maybe their own perception of having the perfect life. Maybe these people and many of us have perfected our masks, our fake face, the person that's desired to be seen, and to the extent that no one can detect the rumblings that are silently going on internally. And this feels completely incongruent to the person, and at a certain level there is an awareness of this, and it causes a deep split within, as there's such denial and lack of acceptance of what's really happening in our world, that we then experience a stronger sense of disconnect and disassociation. And this makes the depression worse because we are being fake, pretending to be something that we really aren't. Whilst underneath it all, the self that's actually hurting on the inside feels that it's not okay or safe to show it. We feel maybe it's a weakness, a flaw, and maybe feel guilty that we feel like this because we have so many good things going on when people look at us externally. And we're terrified that people will judge us and shun us and isolate us for being vulnerable. Yet we shun and judge ourselves more harshly and severely than anyone else ever would. And the denied, shunned part sits back in the shadows crying, like for recognition, and will ultimately try harder to be heard and seen, which causes more distress. So we go into a stronger level of denial and push it away more and more, and it becomes this vicious cycle of denial and pretending. And the more we disown these unwanted and unacknowledged parts of ourselves, the more we spiral down into chaotic overwhelm and intense internal distress, and we eventually crumble. We are aware that our authenticity disappears. We don't know if we're up or down. We don't know if we're coming or going. And we can't rationalise the behaviour as we're split, and both parts, both the denial part and the wounded part, the emotions associated with these parts feel equally strong and valid. And I think this is one of the reasons why these highly functional depressives are in such a tormented hell, as they're functioning very well in one area of their lives, yet in another area that nobody sees, that nobody else is privy to, they are not coping at all. And it's easier to numb out these feelings with pills, whether they're illegal or prescribed, or alcohol or sex or some other addictive behaviour. We're trying to run away from ourselves, and the strange thing is, the more we run away from ourselves, we're always led back to ourselves. And while we're doing all this, the scared little part of us, the part that's wounded and hurt, the part that's depressed, lonely and sad, the little child and us will be pushed into the back of our mind like it's been locked away in a cupboard, alone, in the dark. And padlocks are put on so we'll be kept in. Yet even though it may be locked away, it will still be there, not being allowed. A safe space to be seen, a safe place to speak and be heard. And it's silently screaming for help, yet it's still a whisper in the background of your mind. So how do we get out of this self-made mess? Good question. I believe, firstly, we need to unlock that cupboard in our mind and open the door with heart and arms wide open and embrace this scared, wounded little part of us, the childlike us, the terrified part that's only ever wanted love and attention. It only wants us to listen to it, to listen to what it has to say. And this part is actually our friend, as it wants to tell us what it is in our lives that isn't working, what needs to be changed, what needs to be dealt with that we're ignoring so strongly, what needs forgiveness and love, what needs to be gently accepted, what needs light and warmth and transformation, what needs to be healed. And the thing is, it can't hurt us because it is us. It's not our enemy. It's our friend. And when we turn around and open those doors and love the hell out of that scared little part of us, that scared little child in us, and give it time to talk and make the space to listen to it, deeply listen to it, we are listening to the deepest part of ourselves, the part that knows what needs to be done. And it might be hard to do what's needed. It may take leaving people, leaving jobs, leaving cities, old beliefs, stuck emotions, old habits and patterns of behaviour. It's time to leave that behind. It's time to leave behind the things that no longer serve you and hold you back in misery. And the end result will be where we realign with ourselves emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically, congruently, where we accept ourselves as we are, as authentic beings, where we accept ourselves for who we are and how we feel, knowing that we can say, hey, today I am not okay. I need a hand. And the result will be where we are proud of who we are. And we embrace all of ourselves, all of our emotions, the good, the perceived bad, the ugly, the messy. And we don't shy away from them anymore because we know and accept that they are part of us. And that all of these things make up who we are. They can't live without each other. They're not exclusive. You can't experience happiness without experiencing sadness because you'd have nothing to compare it to. You can't have the sun without the rain. It's just the way it works.